Hi guys, this is Clarence from Asian Tech Guy here again with part 2 of the used parts hunt. This time it's more of assembly. The video is too long, so I decided to split it off two parts, and this is the second one. Alright, this is the next system. It consists of the RX 574GB by Sapphire, 1TB hard drive, the Hydredi 256GB SSD, of course Edison 650W power supply. There's no rating, but it's plenty good and kind of reliable. 33MHz dual channel RAM. In total, it should be 8 gigs, I think. Let me double check that. Right, actually, this is a 16GB kit. I forgot what motherboard it is. It's an ASRock 270M Pro 4 with a cryo cooler. At the heart of it, it's an i5-6500, 4-core, 4-thread, or was it 8-thread? Alright, so this looks like a Cryo M9i. It has 4 heat pipes, and it's plenty fine for this system. Maybe I'll just keep this and use the Intel stock cooler. It's plenty enough for the 6500. We're gonna strip this guy out and decided that I'm gonna keep this for perhaps some better processor, maybe in the 8 or 9 series, or even 10 if I run into one good deal in the future. Unbuckle this fan. We'll put on the good old Intel stock cooler. Before that, thermal paste. RAM sticks. So the Edison 650W doesn't work. I just got it today. Since this is quite a low power system, I thought, why not? Let's test out this 500W eSky fully modular power supply. It's not rated, so let's just hope for the best that it doesn't fry this whole system. I don't have much to lose anyway. Let's go ahead with unboxing this bad boy. It's a real cheap box. I mean, I've seen worse. Oh damn, that smell. It smells way plasticky, eh? The cables look real cheap. So it has this like China sockets as well. I can't really use it in Singapore unless you use adapter. So anyway, it comes with the standard kind of power cables. You can use any other stuff that they have lying around. The modular cables. Okay, these cables look real cheap. They are not sleeved, but it's all black, so it still look real nice. They're really thin though, the cables. Like not much protection in them. And the main unit is that. Let's pull this guy apart. If you ask me, that's real light. So these are all the modular cable ports. They have 6 of them for all the PCIe, Molex and whatever, and this definitely will be for the 24-pin ATX. For now, we just need to connect 3 cables. The first one, PCIe. It comes in, there's only one PCIe cable with 2 times 6 plus 2 PCIe connectors. So we'll just pop that right in. Just like that. And the other one, a standard 8-pin CPU connector. Let's get in focus. But as long as it works fine, I'm good. Lastly, the 24-pin motherboard connector. Oh, that's it. Doesn't really click into place. Okay, here goes nothing. It's a bit worrying. This PSU doesn't even have an on-off switch. Okay, it does power on. CPU and GPU is spinning. Alright, and we're in. It's a good start. At the very least, we're getting a boot. Just look at that. Boom. Alright, so next up we try to do some kind of white aesthetic build with whatever white parts that we can find, and of course build in one of the white case as well. Everything here is still budget, so let's go through components. This is the X370 Taiji. Back in the day, this was one of the good motherboards, and housed right here in the middle, that's the Ryzen 7 1700X right here, and 2 sticks of dual channel 8GB RAM, Vengeance LPX, 2666, 16 gigs in total. The humble stock cooler, a 1TB hard drive, the Hadredi 256GB. So that's a Seasonic 620W 80+ bronze power supply. And of course, another white guy right here, the Asus 1060 twin fan in white.
Take the entire phone apart. Now actually just pick these because they look cool. Right here. I like the middle.
This is one of the two better builds right here, or rather more recent builds. That's the B450 ATX motherboard by Asus Tough Gaming with this chip right here, the Ryzen 5 3600, the once Performance King, which is now heralded by the 5800X, which is of course unavailable. The humble stock cooler, power the gaming, will be the 1660 Super. There's a cut by Pilot, I believe. No, I mean Galax. And a Hadredi 512GB hard drive. We're gonna go with G-Skill FlareX 3200MHz at C16. 650W 80+ bronze power supply by Cooler Master. The Masterwatt 650. Secondary drive 2GB.
That's nothing. I'm gonna read the notes. Only cream. Some strange choices.
What's this? He comes with
Yeah.
more?
Alright, now that everything posed properly, what I like to do generally is I like to put the system through some stress test to see whether the two important things are working fine. First the GPU, and of course the CPU. May not necessarily be in that order. I basically currently like to use for CPU, I like to use a program called OCCT. You put a 100% load on the CPU and you can see whether it performs well, there's any thermal throttling or how the temps as well. And for the GPU, it depends on my mood, but currently I like to use this software called Engine Superposition. So I put the GPU through like some kind of benchmark and see how it performs. So generally, I did this for all the builds, and it works out pretty fine. All in all, I managed to make 7 systems. This cost a total of about 4.7k, and I expect to make at least 15% profit. This is still not considering the fact that some of these items were steals, so I can possibly make more. So I expect to make at least $700 from this, however more. However, $700 profit is my baseline, and I hope that turns out fine. I mean, for 7 systems ranging from i5 6500 all the way to Ryzen 5 600s, from GTX I believe 570 to 1060 to even 66 Super, for 7 systems, average about, I would say, almost $600 per system, which is pretty good for the money. You get a really good performance, especially from 1080p high refresh rate to 1440p high refresh on like esports, or even maybe close to a AAA title. And definitely you can play Cyberpunk 2077 if you're wondering. So if you like